This video is of the utmost importance, and it's useless unless you realize how it proves that I'm Christ. Because all you'll be is another person in a culture that promotes organized rape by deception, leading people astray unless you emphasize who I am. And there's no shortage of cowards who want me to pretend that evil people from the English royal family, are somehow blessed by God and da da da. We'll get to that, That has everything to do with rape. As a matter of fact, let's start down here. I underlined it there for you. University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Seth invites Horus to a feast and later that night tried to rape him. From the Greco-Roman perspective, which is the dominant perspective of the world because Satan is the deity of this world. We'll get to that later. Horus is gender neutral to them. So that means that they're trying to rape females, they're trying to rape males, they're trying to rape tom girls who act like males, you name it, and some are more attractive than others, and so on and so forth, So here you see right there, over here. So one myth tells that he raped his sister Isis, impregnating her in the process, right? The inbred royal families, right? Rape by deception. We'll get to that, So he raped his sister Isis, right? Seth is a rape cult deity. Take a screenshot, write it down, make sure you don't forget that. That's key in this. His Greek equivalent is Zeus, and Zeus raped all kinds of people. In his form Jupiter, he was complicit with mass rape, the rape of the Sabines, and on and on and on. Just rape, right? Zeus is king rape. Now, Baal is the Mesopotamian equivalent, right? So Baal is the Mesopotamian equivalent, and rapists try to confound my speech, right? Babylon, because they never grew up, Nobody who has a large group in society can say that they're smart. Not police, not military, not Freemasons, because they're wrong with this, So God of fertility, weather, rain, wind, lightning, seasons, war, sailors. Remember, Seth is a rape deity, and Baal is his Mesopotamian equivalent, It's not very far away. Egypt, right? Some people think Egypt's in the Middle East. That's how so connected they are, God of deserts, storms, disorder, violence, and foreigners, Storms, weather, rain, wind, lightning, seasons, storms, Notice he has some kind of mace in his hand, and this is an Egyptian picture with someone who's supposedly a follower of Horus, and here's the jackal for Seth striking down someone who's a follower of his Seth with some kind of long staff, like in this picture here. We'll get to that, So in ancient Greek, the god's name is given as Seth, So the Greeks were well aware of him. And Zeus is also a deity of storms. One way to look at it is the people who are related to Zeus became this cult of Seth in Greece. And since he's also a deity of confusion, they changed their name to Zeus. There's a lot of wordplay there. Zeus, Suez Canal, right? It's a play on words, the anagram for Suez. Suez Canal in Egypt, and on and on and on. I can go on and on about Dagon and so on and so forth, but I'm going to try to make this brief this first time. I'm going to go over this poster many times so you understand that I'm right. So here we have Francis Galton, the guy who coined the term eugenics. Notice he's making a kind of weird smirk that is like particular to people of his patriarchal line. Here we have the movie The Devil and the Daniel Mouse. Notice it's that same kind of weird smirk. And here we have Seth depicted with a weird smirk. I did not take this photograph. I did not make that movie, nor did I take that picture. I did not make that picture there, You see that smirk? Here we have Francis Galton looking like a crazy serial killer or something. That guy's the guy who coined the term eugenics, right? The scientific control of reproduction that goes on today with the military and the police and so on and so forth. Here's a Master Mason guy who is like the deity Hephaestus and the deity Thor. And this Thor is a Norse deity all the way in northern Europe. Here's the southern Mesopotamian area of Europe. Hephaestus, the Greek deity, Greek god of fire, masonry, and so on and so forth. Here's the Master Mason. You see the similarities, Worship and worship. Look how he's trying to take some kind of shape on, some kind of variation, some kind of amalgamation, combination of different ideas and Hephaestus, This is key here. Here we have a follower of Seth doing some underhanded technique, right? Trying to grab his leg while he pretends to submit. Again, here is Seth taking on Den, who's said to be a first dynasty pharaoh from the family of Narmer, from the Narmer Palette, who looks more like Osiris. Osiris is like a Lgbt depiction of Narmer. It's a long story why that is. in this depiction, at least here. Okay, so here he's grabbing his leg, doing an underhanded tactic. Here we see that this guy, okay, so he looks like Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat. And here he looks like the Sumerian deity, some punk-ass, Sumerian deity, okay, and he's being conquered. Okay, so these guys are mating it. They said, oh, let's confuse the thing, right? Because Seth is a deity of confusion, right? Look at Ball over here. You think that's the greatest martial artist ever lived or something? No, it's some kind of sissy beta. So they try to confuse the thing. Here we have Seth, the god of evil, right? It says, right, flat out evil. God of evil, right? Disorder. Desert storms, disorder, violence, and foreigners. Here, they flat out admit he's evil. Holding some kind of weapon, pretending he's some kind of great martial artist because he knows the top martial artist is the true king of kings, not some worm with a magic wand pretending. Here's some kind of pitchfork-like thing. Here's like something similar to his head on the wand, right? His mentality. Here it says death touch menace. Whenever a creature dies, draw a card. Why? Why is it saying whenever a creature dies, draw a card? Because his followers, okay, are trying to relive the rape and slaughter of Native Americans, slaves, okay, Europeans, as they're called, swept through Europe and colonized with the Romans, okay, and the other tribes there, the other famous tribes there, right? Their deities are made known partially because they amalgamated with Set, okay, the Norse deities, what have you. Okay, so I had to go outside because they're interrupting me, They like to use my older brother to do it. They have technologies to cause people to go outside, and these are rape cult people. Okay, remember, I know the tech sector, okay? I knew it at University of Phoenix. The Phoenix bird is a symbol of rape, okay? Being born again after being raped from the ashes, right? Because you're said to be dead, and rape victims are said to die after they're raped, so rape by deception. And whether the staff at University of Phoenix knows this or not, it's well known in the occult. Large groups of people know this. The prison gangs know this for the most part. The people who do their research into that, lots and lots and lots of them there. They got nothing to do but to do research and watch TV and stuff. It's well known, okay? It's well known in the streets. It's well known in the occults and the human trafficking rings. This is a well-known fact that people are turned out using rape, and that it comes from the cults. It comes from the corporate state, okay? So when we look at this thing, right, you see that I would easily outmaneuver Set, because of skywalking, right? I'm faster on my feet. Think of like a regular craftsman trying to keep up with Michael Jordan, okay, or Allen Iverson, or Latrell Sprewell, when he's trying to outmaneuver him. Now put a weapon in his hand. Now think far more coordinated, fierce, focused martial artist, not craftsman, basketball body build, but martial artist, focused striking, okay? So I would easily outmaneuver the followers of Set. That's why they were tail tucked, their spirit whimpering when it came to my challenge. And they resorted to sniveling, kind of technology, kind of geek, kind of nerd stuff, right? Dweeb, nerd, dork, kind of activity, okay? Where they're covering up for rape, right? Now think about the females who don't see it in them. We see Rick Moranis or something. You see some dweeb. You see Pee Wee Herman, right? You see, these rich famous guys, the Gucci guy, the Elon Musk, Bezos. If you don't see that they're not great martial artists, that they're not equal to great martial artists, if you don't see that they're below the top martial artists ever, I assure you, you're an idiot, right? I mean, how dumb. Can you imagine, if you raised your daughter to the best of your ability, to be honest, to be a good person, to be actually a lady with the universal scale, not white supremacy, privilege, bullshit, but an actual woman with heart who's truly cares about people? And she doesn't see that Bezos and people like him are some kind of sniveling worms. She dates some guy in a frat or something. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? Tell me she doesn't deserve to get hit with a fucking spiked bat. Okay, then a house dropped on her, and then a mountain dropped on top of that. You know what I'm saying? We are talking fucking unworthy to breed dog puppies type of females, okay? There's no way around that. So when we look at the followers of Set and their consorts, some Neptus or whoever they think they are, Venus, right? Hera, right? Whoever they think they are. We are talking fucking idiots. Okay, established in society because society's run by idiots, right? Corporate psychopaths, 1 in 5 on record, are said by their own psychologists to be psychopaths. And then there's narcissists and sociopaths and all kinds of crazed people, okay? Greedy, evil, why people starve in the world, little children starving to death, they're greedy, buying in yet another yacht, just horrible
Horrible people. Like, I'll donate to the Olympics while kids starve. Horrible, horrible cultural imperialists, horrible sniveling, horrible people. So when we look at the part on the left where it says, quote unquote, again, I'm part white, I'm not racist. It says white devil. Even as somebody who's part white, I'm not racist. Okay? White people themselves wrote books called White Devil. Plays and whatever that stuff is, movies, whatever that stuff is there. And you see by the logo, which is why I put it there. I don't have to read the book and see the movie. I put it there because of the logo. That it's Setian faces. Zeus, Set, Ball. Okay? Now there's people who think I shouldn't be pissed off. And mass rape, mass murder, mass starvation. They think I should just be like, oh, what can I do? And act like some kind of sissy pushover, dime a dozen chump. You ever seen a woman get raped? I never have, because I've been in prison for killing somebody. You know what I'm saying? But have you ever seen it? Can you imagine? Can you imagine them getting beat down? Okay, a woman who actually values not getting raped, and she's like, get off me, and they're smacking them, and they're kicking them, okay? And they're like, bitch, hold still. You think it's cute to worship a rape deity like a bitch, and then to raise your kids in that spirit? All aboard, we're bitches, okay? A deity of merchants, right? Merchants. It's the whole system. Sailors. It's not just the Navy. It's merchants, traders, sailors. It's on board, right? Called being born, birth. Given birth, a ship birth. Maritime admiralty law, the law of the high seas, maritime, and admiral, admiration. Her Majesty's ship. Pirate is rape and scramble, skull and bones, a lot of them of English descent. Nathan Bedford Forrest, a clan notorious for rape of English descent. You look at the bottom right, that fake, despicable image of, they call Jesus. That's an image of Seth. That is a rape by deception. Formed look. Now, if you know you look like a fucking rapist, okay, in a cult, organized, governing class, mass murder, mass rapist, idolater dog, do you go, oh, what can you do? I'm going to cover up like a bitch? Or do you run, not walk, to obey God Almighty through me? And explain why you look like that demonic look. If someone sat around eating Twinkies all day, taking heroin, and they started raping people and they started taking on a certain look, should you say, oh, I can't help it? If people have bred rape cult bitch for generations, and they're like, no, pretend we're Jesus, like a bitch, how are you supposed to feel about it? He said, no, we're all equal. You know why? We're white, white privilege. We have all the money and all this stuff, and then we're ordering women not to date you, but we're all equal. And he's not supposed to say that. We don't think you're inferior and act like a bitch. Fucking sick. So yes, when I go to the right hand of God, no mercy. The mercy is me being here in the first place, trying to reason with you crazy crazies who are following rape cult trash. You worship the fucking rape cult, kid raping, piece of shit, mass murdering devil. That's why when I was younger, I used to drink and smoke marijuana, because fucking you, everyone worships the fucking devil. And they want to give you devil pills that fuck your brain up more, so it makes you more kind of easy, more docile, more easily controlled. Because my heart aches my whole life for true love. Why females date fucking devils whose inclination is to assimilate to the spirits of rape. Who do you think's the man? And who do you think's whimpering fucking worms?
So, okay, as we see the different forms of, the different forms of Seth, okay, and there's a reason why a horse is often depicted similarly to Seth, because they're trying to confuse you. It gets a little bit confusing here, because Horus, to some degree, is related to Seth, and that's confusing why that is. It has to do with what happens to female members, patriarchal lines, has to do with the Cain and Abel effect. Okay, the simplest thing, the simplest way to solve this problem is know for sure that I'm the last Horus ever. Everyone else is the child of Seth. Okay, and see that, the part where it says righteousness is belt, Osiris' belt, a golden sash around his chest. Well, I'm out of time.